Hi, and welcome back to the second episode of CrewsVs UK. Throughout this episode, we're going to have a look at a few more car meets and shows. Firstly, looking at the Beds Modified meet over in Luton.
Don't forget the Fueltopia barrel sprint.
Okay, Matt, let's head over to Santapod.
So many people have been working hard during the winter of 2011, preparing their cars for the different racing series coming up in 2012. Whether they're track, drag or drift cars, they've all found it hard getting their cars together with a limited time frame. And none have had it worse than the barrel sprint entrants. The first round of the barrel sprint, held at Santapod Raceway, is one of the earliest track events of the year. The drivers seem to be quite pleased with their cars, although a few were still complaining about little issues they had. Well, you know what some people are like, making excuses for the losses on track. It was a cold start to the day, which is great for some of the cars, but a nightmare for the models in their skimpy clothing. To make it even worse, the wind picked up, making it feel even colder than it was. Never mind, girls. The Fueltopia Barrel Sprint is an affordable entry into motorsport and is a cross between drag racing and drifting. It's new, exciting, and focuses on a driver's skill and technique rather than overall speed, allowing anyone with a car to enter. As long as you have a valid UK driving licence and a street legal car, you can enter the FBS series. All times and entries are submitted on an online leaderboard, so drivers and fans can check performance and time stats. Drivers have a dedicated lane and 3 barrels that they must navigate around, crossing the finish line in the quickest time. After qualifying, the fastest 16 will then enter into a knockout-style tournament. There are 2 race lanes separated by secure fencing. From the start line, 3 barrels are set at 30-metre intervals. On the first barrel, the driver can choose which direction they take around the obstacle. However, on barrels 2 and 3, they have to go in the opposite direction. Failure to do so will result in a 5-second penalty. If a driver hits a barrel with any part of their car, that also gets a 5-second penalty. And any driver jumping the start line ends up with a did not finish run. Each lane is timed, and the times are displayed to the crowd and drivers. You could see there were a few competitors with minor grudge matches. You could tell from the banter in the paddocks that this was going to be a great day of racing. As practice started though, the heavens opened. It poured down, making the circuit a bit more tricky. But what's tricky for the drivers makes it more entertaining for the spectators. However, it did show the true skill of the drivers, as they still put down some incredible times. Qualifying finished after lunch, which gave us time to have a look at all the other activities at Santopod on the day. Shocking to all, the weather got much better. The sun came out and the top drivers prepared to face off. The biggest problem for them though was that their cars were set up for wet conditions, and now they had to set up again for dry conditions without any practice. This was going to lead to a great showdown for the finals. The top 4 cars of the day had to face off. Firstly, it was a showdown between Sean Franklin and Luke Woodman. Never have you seen a matchup so close, with Luke pipping Sean to the post by 0.12 of a second. Thinking that was close, we then saw the challenge between Andy Arnott and Danny Neville, with the victory going to Andy at only 0.03. During the fight for third place, Sean Franklin beat Danny Neville by 0.08 seconds, showing exactly how close this event really is. Now it came down to the final. Luke Woodman versus Andy Arnott. As the cars lined up, you could see the nerves in both drivers, although neither of them would ever admit it. As the flag dropped, the race began with both putting everything into it. Finally, the red S14A of the young Luke Woodman was victorious. The podium finished with the Skyline R32 of Sean Franklin in third, the S14A from Andy Arnott in second, and Luke Woodman and his S14A taking first. Let's have a quick word from the victor.
So round one of the barrel sprint, ups and downs today, a couple of the boost pipe come off on my S14. Started off dry, was running the third fastest time, and then it rained, completely turned it upside down. The track was so slippery. A bit of set the suspension up, different wheels, and seemed to pull it off. Very tight. I think there's 0.0 of a second between the top 3 drivers. So yeah, all in all, it's been a good day. The car, for today, I just softened the suspension off because it rained, so try and get as much grip as possible. Hardly no pressure in the rear tyres, about 15 psi. Just trying to get the grip really. So kind of pulled it off, but it's difficult. I mean, some good drivers here today, a lot of experience, more experience than what I've got. So it's good. It's a good day. Yeah, hopefully. I've got a few issues with the car I need to sort out. I nearly didn't make it today. So the car goes into Garage D on Tuesday. So hopefully the boys over there will sort it out for me. I'm sure they will. So yeah, apart from that, I might get a few other bits done. New Motorsport, they helped me out. So I might get some more carbon goodies. I've got to speak to them. Just like to say a big thank you to James from Fueltopia for running the day. Really good day, and looking forward to the rest of the season.
Even with the bad weather, it was a great day for all. And with all this action in round 1 alone, imagine what else is coming from the rest of the rounds. Can't wait!
Right, that was amazing. And I'll tell you what, it's a proper affordable way into motorsport. It's basically like drag racing and drifting all rolled into one.
Yeah, true. And finally, it's nice to see one of your sports where it's actually about technique and driver capability rather than just about a big powerful engine.
Oh yeah, it's not all about your lead foot, man. And you do actually have to have a full UK driving licence and a street legal car.
Look who's talking. Anyway, now we're going to go across to the fabricator of the family, Wolf.
Mr. Wolfinator.
I'll customize your car.
Hi, I'm Wolf from Southeast Customs, and today I'm going to talk to you about body fabrications. There are many different types of body fabrications out there. The most common types are debadging, handle removing, moulding removing, boot lock removing, number plate removing, smoothing out lines, contours, giving the car basically the smoothie look. There are a few different types of products out there on the market. The most common type of products that we use for fabrications are metal, fiberglass, polyurethane expanding foam and body filler. Other types are wide arch kits, and flared body panels which don't come bolt on and will need to be fabricated into the car body.
Second rundown.
Hi, I'm Jeff Creedy from South Wales. My Vauxhall VS20, quite a rare car, 2 litre turbo running around 250, 260 brake, stage 2 tuned, full decat, full exhaust on it, plugs these the usual breathing rods. A lot of money we spend on the engine, probably about 4 or 5 grand on the engine, and then you got like the chassis, track suspension, set up for track use, although it's a road going car. You got the diffuser on the back to get the airflow out, the canards, the full leather interior then, just for a bit of comfort in the winter time. Pretty much a track set up car, but as I said, I use it on the road to enjoy it, get the most out of it really. Paintwork's been professionally corrected, metallic blue. The engine, I suppose, is the thing that does most of the talking. It looks pretty and it goes as well. Quite happy with it really. Yeah, 2 litre turbo, it keeps up with a lot of things, a lot quicker than what it is really.
To upload your video and for the chance for you and your car to appear on the show, or if you just want to vote for someone, go to www.crewsverses.com/60second. That's www.crewsverses.com/60second.
Welcome back. We just saw some great fabrication techniques there, But now we're going to go into it slightly deeper.
Mr. Wolf.
Advanced class.
We at Southeast Customs love body fabrications because it brings your dream look into reality, although there are some dangers for you to consider if not done properly. The dangers to fabrications can be filler cracks, sinkage, chips, and even the shape changing. Filler cracks can happen due to excessive stress on the fabrication work. This is normally caused due to uneven road surfaces, potholes, speed bumps, but also due to heavy base. Sinkage and shape change can happen from using the wrong materials or mixing them incorrectly. A massive issue in fabrications is excessive weight. The weight increase can be caused by excessive use in materials such as body filler and fiberglass. Us professionals have found lightweight materials to construct from. Fiberglass panels can have complications to fit, especially them ones off of eBay. They come out of shape, and that's where our fabrications come into play. An example of this is polyurethane expanding foam, which gives you a lightweight base to construct on. Many people have created their own fabrications, but due to the complexity of it, we advise you go and see a professional.
Now we're going to go over to the Burberry section of the show, which basically means that a load of people have just been released from Halfords. They've got the latest sparkly sticker, and AJ is going to give them a hand to fit it.
Basically, he doesn't have a clue what he's talking about. The real side of modified cars comes from the community, whether it be individuals or car clubs getting together and talking with one another, just sort of seeing each other's cars and just having that community aspect of it. So we're going to go across to Beds Modified over in Luton and have a look at one of their car meets.
Beds Modified has been running since 2008 and it's one of the largest car clubs in the Bedfordshire area. After many years of trial and error, Beds Modified has really worked hard to create a fun-loving club dedicated to the needs and loves of automotive enthusiasts. They have some of the most successful weekly meets in the UK and regularly have an attendance of over 80 cars and 200 people. This year, they're looking at taking things further with international cruises for their members. But let me not babble on about it. Let's hear from some of the club reps themselves.
My name's Dave, I'm from Beds Modified. We're a Luton-based club. We cover the whole of the Bedfordshire area. We like to hit most of the shows throughout the UK. We're just starting to spread out into Europe. We're going to Belgium in March for one of the biggest European shows. We run cruises, weekly meets, anything car-wise. We like to try and attend it if we can. We always attend it as a group. We've got 3,000 followers on Facebook, 900 members on the club forum. It's always active, always going off. Right, as well as the weekly meets, what we do, we like to hold cruises throughout the UK. For the last couple of years, we've done charity events for children in need, raised about £1,000. We've had 3,000 cars turn up. We've had one of the biggest UK cruises so far to date.
Over the years, Beds Modified, as all car clubs, have had a few rogue members who have tried to destroy a night by doing certain illegal activities. But Beds have a good team of people helping police the night and keeping everything under control so the rest of us can get on and enjoy ourselves.
The modified car scene is not all about boys and their toys. Us ladies do like to come to the car meets as well, the car cruises. We also camp in tents and love to get muddy. But yeah, we enjoy going to all the meets. We do some promotional work for Beds Modified. We also do a little bit of modelling on the side. But yeah, and me and my friend here, Jamie Lee, she drives a BMW, I drive an MG. I've also got nice alloy wheels, I've had the brakes sprayed, I've got some TV screens, I've got a sub, I've got an amp, it's nice and loud, and yeah, we like to pump our tunes just as much as them well, chavs.
I will do soon. Work in progress.
The club has always been a big believer of allowing everyone and anyone to join, which is why they now have one of the widest range of modified cars. With some of the loudest ice cars, top quality show and shine cars, and high quality track cars, they cover everything.
All it's about being part of the club. You don't even have to have a car. We've got members that don't even drive. All that matters is that you love your cars, you love the shows, you're into your modifications, you're active, you take part, and you show your love for the car cruise scene, which is a spreading thing.
Wow, that was actually quite interesting. Who stole the Lambo?
Well, what you got to understand is that wasn't even a Lambo. That was actually an MR2 with a body kit.
No, that was not an MR2.
Yeah. See, this is what we're trying to tell people, is that the world of customized cars means you can turn anything into anything. All you need is the right body kit and a decent fabricator, and anything can be done. Anyway, that's the end of episode 2. So we'll catch you guys next week.
An MR2? Really?
Coming up next week, we have a special episode based in the heart of London. 500 high-powered Japanese cars let loose on city roads with the London Tunnel Run. And Professor D turns his tuning fork to clutches.
Anyway, that's the end of episode 2. So we hope we get to see you over in episode 3. Deuces! I knew that wasn't going to work.